what you heard in that clip was the EV Panama Red, which is based off of the EVH 5153 100 watt head with 6L6s. This amp is brand new to the Helix as of update 3.8, and it is based off of the red channel of that amplifier, which means high gain. Now this amp is absolutely amazing. As soon as I heard this amp, I was a huge fan. I just want to note some of my favorite things before we get into some tones. Like I said, right out of the gate, fell in love with this amp, which means that the stock settings sound good, which is not normal. I'm sure as many of you Helix users know, when you pull up a high gain amp or just an amp in general, sometimes it takes a long time and takes some fiddling around to get it to sound the way you want, to get a good tone out of it. This was not the case with this amp, and I absolutely love that. Line 6, great job. Now, another thing to note about this amp is the mid-range content. Now, as many of you digital users know, there's a certain mid-range that you can get, this mid-range like oomph that you can get out of a tube amp that is not always necessarily there in digital amps. This has captured that perfectly. The mid-range, like the low mid-range content of this amp is so good. It just has everything you need. Now, I don't want to do too much talking. I just want to get into some tones. So I'm just going to go through the stock setting as soon as you pull this amp, what you get right out of the box, and then I'm going to go into my favorite settings, which is what you heard in the first clip. So let's get right to it. This is what you get straight out of the box. And like I said, right out of the box, this amp sounds amazing. And one thing I love about this amp is all of the tones are super usable. I could crank this high end to 10, and it's still a usable tone. Now that is a lot of high end. However, compared to some of the other amps, I find that this is still a usable tone, whether it's in the studio or you're in a room that's really dark and dead sounding and you just want something to bring the life and the presence, which there also is a presence parameter, so you could just use that. But some of the life back into your tone. Just everything in this amp is super usable. Now, let's get right into my favorite tone, which is the tone that you heard in the first clip. So as you can see here, I've backed off the gain a little bit because this amp has so much gain, I don't even know what to do with it. So the gain's at 2.5. The lows, I'm pretty sure I brought up a little bit. So those are at 4.6. The mid-range is at 6.6. High-end is at 7.5. Presence at 7.2. The channel volume, 6.3. Master is smack dab in the middle. I've brought the sag down just because I wanted it to be a little tighter. I found that when I was doing some chugging, I felt I wanted it a little tighter. The hum is at 0 because it's an artificial hum, and speaks for itself. Ripple, straight, smack dab in the middle. Same thing with bias. Now, bias X I have turned all the way down, just because, like I said, I want it to be nice and tight, especially for the clip that you heard at the beginning and the clip that you're going to hear after this. Just tightens it up nicely. So let's hear what this sounds like. And that's what I'm talking about. When you're doing that chugging, that's so tight. It sounds so good. Yeah! Oh my gosh, I love this amp. I could honestly play it for hours. Line 6, you did such an amazing job with this amp. Just job well done. To go through just a couple more things. This amp also cleans up fairly nicely. If I put this in the middle pickup, or middle position, bridge and neck pickup. This is the guitar for reference, by the way. Cleans up nicely too. It's that nice sparkly tone that you get if you had like a high gain tube amp. You just turned it down. And I love that the harmonic content is still there, even when it's turned down. Anyways, that's all for today. I just wanted to do a quick video on this amp, show you some of the tones, show you my favorite tone, and that's all. I hope you enjoy the next clip. I've been Ayden Jacobs. See you guys next time.